Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho. This video we're going to be going over the review on the PSG-1 Mark II, or the PSG-1 MOD Mark II. Sorry about that. Like as the name implies, the PSG-1 MOD Mark II is the Mark II variant of the original PSG-1 MOD, and with this Mark II comes some surprising changes that you wouldn't think came to the PSG-1 MOD Mark II. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, first off, let's go into the statistics here. The damage is still at a 95. That's a common characteristic that we've seen so far throughout all the PSG-1 variants. The portability is at a 43, the rate of fire is at a 23, and the accuracy is at a 95, and recoil is at a 55. Now, if we were to compare this to the original PSG-1 mod, which I will open up in a new tab to compare the stats, you will see that the portability has been increased from 32 to all the way to accidentally exit out of my one of my tabs here, all the way up to 43. So this is kind of like the I think the PSG-1 to the PSG-1 Mark II, where the portability increases from 32 to 45. It's basically somewhere along the lines of that, except here with the PSG-1 mod, the portability jumps up only 11 points. But I say only, when in reality that's a huge jump up in portability anyway. So portability does get a quite a big buff there, because anything that's double digit in terms of buffs, statistical buffs, is a pretty big deal. And the rate of fire has also been increased from 20, I believe, to 23. Yes, that is correct. So you can fire faster with the PSG-1 MOD Mark II. However, this being said, because all PSG variants have a very bad problem with recoil recovery and center speed, this increase of rate of fire actually is probably not that beneficial, or not as beneficial as you might think. Yeah, sure, you might be able to fire slightly faster, but that also means that you are more likely to miss your bullets if you do choose to go full auto. So just keep that in mind. It can very well be a double-edged sword, and in most cases, it kind of is. The accuracy and recoil have not been changed, nor has the damage, so which we've already mentioned. So basically, the only statistical changes that the PSG-1 MOD Mark II has over the original PSG-1 mod are in portability and rate of fire. Both have been increased in their own respective ways, and those are the statistical changes to the PSG-1 MOD Mark II. The last, other than the external, camouflage, where the PSG-1 mod receives the Mark II kind of camouflage or color scheme design, the last kind of set of non-statistical changes that the PSG-1 mod Mark II receives are two things, actually. One, just like the PSG-1 Mark II variants that we've seen so far for both the original PSG-1 mod, or the original PSG-1 and the PSG-1 Camo, which was the GP rare variant of the PSG-1 mod, or the regular PSG-1. The mod Mark II also comes with the standard zoom L96A1. Keep in mind that the idle sway is basically just like the original PSG-1 scope, except because it's magnified, it basically retains the same amount of idle sway, or the same rate of idle sway, and the same kind of idle sway box. It's like, I don't know, it's the space that your crosshairs take up when when your idle sway takes effect. It could wobble back and forth. It's basically the same, except those scopes, because they're basically just magnified versions of the PSG-1 scopes. The idle sway does kind of sway around from left to right rather rapidly, so you do have to be careful of that. So anyways, besides the whole PSG-1 mod Mark II receiving the standard L96 style zoom levels, what's also interesting is the fact that the PSG-1 mod Mark II also has the same red dot sight that is featured on the Dragunov. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, the PSG-1 mod Mark II simply has the same old how do we say this? It has the actual Dragunov scope on it. Unlike the original PSG-1 scope, you'll see that if you use PSG-1 mod Mark II, you'll actually find out that the scope is actually the same as the Dragunovs for whatever reason. So I don't really know why Nexon decided to do this, but they decided that it would be nice if they gave the PSG-1 Mark II or the PSG-1 mod Mark II a Dragunov scope, which is very odd for some reason, because the Dragunov scope is not necessarily, it's not supposed to belong here. I think this might be a glitch that Nexon hasn't really gotten around to fixing because Nexon's fucking lazy like that. And besides, who the hell uses PSG-1s, let alone upgrade to Mark II anyway, right? So I guess I can't really blame them, that bad because no one fucking uses these piece of shit guns. But it's very strange, nonetheless, that the fact that the PSG-1 Mark II, mod Mark II, and this also applies to the PSG-1 mod Camo Mark II. They basically, these two sniper rifles both have, for some reason, Dragunov scopes attached to them. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be there, but yeah, I mean, I guess if some of you guys do prefer the Dragunov scope, and you've always wished that it was on the PSG-1 for whatever reason, well, I guess this is kind of what happens, I guess. But other than that, it's just very strange that Dragunov scopes would be on PSG sniper rifles. I mean, they're German sniper rifles anyway. What's this Russian sniper rifle scope doing on a German rifle? But anyways, I digress. Those are all the changes that appear on the PSG-1 MOD Mark II. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video and the review, and once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Start. Round start. Headshot. Round start. Enemy down. Round start. Round start.